Shalom. All praises to Yahweh. Ba'Shem Mashiach Yahweh Shah. This is Teller Nicholas with the Noble House of Saint Nicholas. Today we're going to get into the Hebrew Israelite Franklin family. All the Negroes with the surname Franklin in the Americas, Caribbean islands, Europe, and all the Negroes that scatter abroad with the surname Franklin like Africa and Canada. But before you guys were slaves here in the Americas and the Caribbean island, you guys was royalty in Europe. You guys was royalty in England and Ireland, which was once ruled by our last Negro king, King Charles and the Stuarts. And this is a photo of King Charles I, his father, by Anthony Van Dyck, circa 1635, in the silk vest worn by him when he was beheaded. King Charles Stuart II, the Black Boy King of England, 1630 to 1685. The word Stuart comes from the Old Nordish root swart, which means black. Stuart is the same word as swarthy, which means black in Old English. There was once a Stuart line of kings in England. King Charles II of England, Ireland, and Scotland, 1660 to 1685. The Black Boy Hotel. To remind y'all, the Negroes, the Hebrews, we ruled the Dark Ages of Europe for 1,000 years, from 500 AD to 1500 AD. That was prophecy fulfilled in Revelations 20 and 6. Blessed and holy is he that hath part in the first resurrection. On such the second death have no power, but they shall be priests of Yahweh and of Yahweh Shah, and shall reign with him 1,000 years. So from 500 AD to 1500 AD, we ruled with Christ. In the 1100 AD, we created and stamped these family names like Franklin as the Norman barons.
My question is, who were the Normans in 1066? On to the next slide, please. And here are the Normans.
Oh.
Have they ever told you they were black?
Oh, stop it. You know I ain't got no hair to fall out.
Look, I have 1,000 of these images. Louis, Gaspard,
Oh, this is insane.
Henri, Joseph, Maurice. These are the Normans.
Now that we know the Normans were black, did the Normans introduce surnames? Following the invasion and subsequent occupation of the Normans in England in 1066, hereditary surnames were to be introduced by Norman barons. Where does a surname originate from? Does surnames mean anything? A last name, also known as a family name or surname, is typically passed down from one generation to the next. Surnames can provide insight into a person's ancestry, cultural, and background or geographic origins. So to remind y'all, the Franklin family did not get caught in slavery in Africa. You guys got caught in slavery in Europe as royals and nobles. In the 1500s and on, Revelations 20 and 7 happened. And when 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison. So in the 1500 AD and on, Satan, the wild man Edomite Caucasian, was let out of his prison and put our families into captivity, house by house, kingdom by kingdom, and realm by realm. And Revelations 20 and 8 happened. And shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four quarters of the earth. So he deceived us, made us believe we came from Africa, our Christ was white, our saints was white, and the bearers of our surnames, our forefathers, was white. And to remind y'all, the Franklin family did not get caught in slavery in Africa. You guys got caught in slavery in Europe as royals and nobles. Became prisoners of war by Oliver Cromwell. And this is your history. The Franklin family, the Negroes, the Hebrews before slavery in England and Ireland. The Franklin family names date back to the ancient Anglo-Saxons, culture of Britain. And we know that Anglo-Saxons were Hebrews, is in books like Ancient and Modern Brits by David Mack Ritchie. The name comes from when an early member worked as a landowner who was not a member of the nobility. Further research revealed that the name is derived from the Old French word Franklin, which became Franklin in Old English and denote rank with the feudal system. A person's superior freeholder. Next below, gentlemen and dignity, now called county squares. Moreover, England is so filled and replenished with land many that therein the smallest drop cannot be found wherein dwelleth not a knight or an esquire or such a householder as is there commonly called a franklin, enriched with great possessions, and also other freeholders, and many yeomen able for their livelihood to make a jury in form after mention. Chaucer mentioned in his famous Canterbury Tales, a Franklin was in the campaign. White was his beard as in the daisies. The early origins of the Franklin family. The surname Franklin was first found in Oxfordshire, has been for ages one of the principal homes for the Franklins. The name, which in early times as well in those of Shakespeare's often signifies a freeholder, is also established in Bucksburg's Badhurst, Essex, and Northamptonshire, so that it may be said to occupy a somewhat circumscribed and continuous area. In the 13th century, it usually forms were Franklin, different ways of spelling, sometimes received by Lee and D, Franklin being rare. It was then specially numerous in Oxfordshire, and also in fair numbers in Bucks and Wilts, so that it would appear that in those early times, as in our own days, Oxfordshire and Bucks stood foremost among the English counties for their proportion of the Franklins. Early roads undermined the wide spelling in use through the ages. Ralph Franklin Heem was listed in the Pipe Rolls of Yorkshire in 1195. Luke Lee Franklin in the Feet of Fines for Cambridgeshire in 1234. Roger Lee Franklin in the Hundreds Do Rums Roll for Dorset in 1274. And to remind y'all, in 1195, 1234, and 1274, the Caucasians that stole the surname Franklin was in the outskirts of Europe as wild men. And you could Google wild men and Moors to find out their state of being during them times. Recorded in 1522 on the decline of the nobility of the blacks. To remind y'all, the Franklin family was not erased. It was stolen and then whitewashed. To remind y'all, the Franklin family got family in the Americas, Caribbean islands, and Europe. Once y'all look into y'all coat and arms, house and name, and realize y'all one family of Hebrew Israelites, y'all come back to the Amashiach Yahawashah, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. Keep the commandments and get your blessing. This is Teller Nicholas with the Noble House of St. Nicholas. I hope the Franklin family was edified. Shalom.